Hey everybody, it's Michelle, and welcome to A Day in the Life with me. Today is Tuesday, August 4th, and I am headed to the hospital. Move that a little bit more. There we go. I'm on my way to the hospital to have a CTA, which is pretty much a cross between, well, it's a CAT scan of the heart and the arteries. They use special dye in order to see everything. And what they're looking for today is my very first open heart surgery I had when I was 5. For those of you who are new, my name is Michelle, and I was born with a congenital heart defect. And I have had 3 open heart surgeries in my 45 years, which doesn't seem to be a lot when you say 45, but for an average person, 1 open heart surgery would be a lot. But my first surgery was when I was 5 years old. That was done at the U of M hospital in Michigan, in Ann Arbor. And what they did, it was called a coarctation. So the trunk that comes out of the aorta, or the aortic trunk, had like a pinched part in it, sort of. So they had to go in, cut that part out, and patch it with like a Teflon patch. So they did that when I was 5, and I had my second open heart surgery that was scheduled. I mean, it was something I knew was going to happen, and that was in February of 2008. Yes, February 2008. And that one was to replace the aortic valve with a mechanical valve. I was born with a bicuspid valve, which means normally people's valves are a peace sign, like a peace sign, and you have 3 openings. Mine only had 2, so mine is a bicuspid valve. Most Americans have a tricuspid valve. I am running late, but you know what? The drive is the drive. So I might as well get a vlog in. So I had that surgery in 2008, and then last summer, I had moved back. I moved from northern Michigan back to southern Michigan, the Flint-Burton area. And while I was there, I had already, like in the beginning of the year, last year, 2019, started having issues with my voice, where, you know, me talking right now in this level wasn't happening. I could only talk in a whisper. And I had gone in, had it checked. Nobody could figure out what was going on. Oh, that's the Lord. So when I was in Flint, I mean, it's hindering me from getting a job because nobody can hear me. So I had been getting very short of breath because, you know, it takes a lot to force air out to make noise to speak. So, you know, I was getting short of breath, and that was getting annoying. And then all of a sudden, I was getting like, I woke up one morning very, very sick to my stomach, and what the heck is this guy doing? Speed limit is 45, the dude is going 35. What in the actual fuck? Dude, you need to get off the road or something. I mean, come on, man. Get your little dingy bike. Yeah, you got a line up here. There are like 4 cars behind me, which is traffic in Gaylord. Anyway, so I had gone down. Yeah, have fun flip-flapping like that. Nobody thinks you're cool. Road rage, sorry. So I went into the hospital because I was getting sick to my stomach and it had thrown up and it was bloody. So I'm like, okay, I've got to have torn something in my in my voice or something, because I mean, I'm bleeding. So I went in to the ER in Flint, scared to death because I had no insurance, no money, no nothing to be able to pay for it. And because the hospital that I went to in Flint is the county hospital, so, you know, they've got to take everyone. I got there and a woman came in to help me sign up for Medicaid. And, you know, I told her my story, and she said, you may want to try for disability, because the hospital was keeping me, but not because of my voice, because they saw something in one of the EKGs that gave them pause. Like, they weren't sure what was going on with my heart. So, of course, I stay. This was June 4th, 2019, which, oddly enough, June 4th of 2013, I had a heart attack. Just saying, kind of weird. So they kept me at Hurley Hospital and ran more tests and found out that, my my valve was not functioning. They thought that there was a clot behind one of the leaflets, and they weren't really sure what was going on, so they kept me until a bed opened up at University of Michigan. So I am in Hurley from the 4th through the 14th. Then I was transferred via ambulance to U of M Hospital, and I got to U of M Hospital, and I was there from obviously the 14th until the 21st, and they did a bunch of tests. They found out that I had a paralyzed left vocal cord, which obviously has repaired itself because you can hear me. I had a paralyzed left vocal cord, and that there was a shadow behind the valve, but they thought that that's what was keeping it open. So I had to go in, and originally they thought that they would be able to do this procedure called the Ross procedure, because my doctor, Dr. Fukuhara, was the only one in Michigan that could do this type of procedure. So he was going to try. That procedure is where they take the valve from your pulmonary and put that for your aorta, and then get a cadaver valve and put that back to your pulmonary, which meant I probably wouldn't have to do blood thinners. Obviously, they couldn't do that. My pulmonary valve was too large, which my aortic valve had to be cut to enlarge it so that it would fit a new, bigger valve, because I had a baby valve before from St. Jude. So now I have this bigger valve that's supposed to make me have more energy and be able to do more things. If you've been watching me, you know that ain't true. What was I going to say? Oh, so, I had the valve replaced, and while they were in there, they saw an abscess. Remember, when I was 5, I had open heart surgery to patch a spot in my aortic trunk that wasn't allowing free flow. Well, that patch from when I was 5, so 40 years ago, sorry, my car is loud, it's old, from 40 years ago, has an abscess on it. So there's, like a growth. So this test today, the first test is to see if that's gotten worse, if it stayed the same. I'm hoping it stayed the same or gotten smaller. Probably not. But I'm hoping it stayed the same so that I don't have to have another surgery. Because y'all know I'm barely recovered from the one I had. So that is that. And I have to get blood work done. And hopefully, holy mother of God. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I don't have to continue the shots. I did my shot this morning, but fingers crossed I don't have to do another one when I get home. And where are you going, dude? Okay. So I am heading into the hospital to get this damn test done and over with. And yeah, there's construction, so even though this is the main entrance, I gotta walk around. Oh. Alright, guys, I will talk to y'all another day. I'm gonna get my mask from Chaotic Cosmetics and go get this shit done. See y'all later. Hey guys, I'm back. I think this is gonna be for vlog number 5. Today is August 7th. It is a Friday. I'm trying to clear all my messages on my watch here. Just waiting for people to move so I can pull out of the driveway. Okay, so update. I am no longer able to do cardiac rehab because there's a fee and I have no income, so I have no way to pay for it. So until I get my disability and get things figured out, I'm not able to do rehab anymore. So I will be just trying to do what I can to try to keep moving. I've got to get my resistance bands out. I would like to try to set up my room so that I can maybe do a video using my resistance bands. If that's something that you guys would like to see, please let me know down below in the comments. This video, I think, will go out on the 11th because I've got editing I need to get done for a collab on the 10th. So you'll already have seen that video. And that is what this eyeshadow look is from. I did a voiceover for that one because it's for a mask collab and how the mask has changed your life. So I may even today, because I do need to stop to the store. I'm going to get blood work done right now, but I do need to stop at the store and grab a few things, so fingers crossed it's not really busy, because I do end up having little panic attacks when I am out and, there's a bunch of people in the store. And I will say, I haven't been doing all that great. I've been on the shots now for 2 weeks, it seems like. When I went on Tuesday to have my blood drawn, because they drew the blood before they did the CTA, so they didn't draw enough blood. But they never called me to say that they didn't get enough blood and for me to come back. And the situation up here is you cannot go and get a blood draw unless you have an appointment. So you have to call to make the appointment, and you never speak to a person, so you have to call and leave a message and hope that they'll get back to you before you need the blood drawn. And for me, because I am on blood thinners, I may have to have my blood drawn twice a week or once a week. And it's hard when you call and you don't get a reply call for 3 days. And especially with today being Friday, it is going to be so difficult for me to actually get in touch with someone. What the hell, dude? Seriously, that you're so macho. It's going to be hard for me to get in touch with somebody to get another appointment set. So I think what I'm going to do when I get there is ask if I can schedule an appointment for Tuesday. Because if I have it drawn today and it's still low, then I'll need to go in on Tuesday to have it drawn again. And then I'll set another one for a week from today. Because if it's okay, then I'll be able to wait a week and I'll have to come back next Friday. I'm really, really hoping that my insurance will cover the machine for me to do it at home, because this is insane. I mean, I'm going to end up having a blood clot because I can't get in touch with somebody to get blood drawn. And I hate that I have to call and call and call because they say don't leave multiple messages. Okay, well, when you don't hear back from someone, like the first time this happened, I called at like 9 o'clock in the morning. And because I didn't get a phone call back from the doctor until later the day before, so I called 9 o'clock in the morning, left a message stating that I needed to have blood work done by a specific date. So this would have been, I called on a Thursday, and I needed blood drawn on Monday. So I thought, okay, well, I got the call from my doctor on Wednesday, called on Thursday morning, thinking, okay, this is going to be enough time. They'll call me back before, Monday. No. So I ended up calling again, and this time I just kept pressing 0 so I could speak to a person, and got in touch with someone. And first of all, the first woman I spoke with was rude as all get out, telling me, we have 300 other patients that we have to fit in too. I don't give a flying fuck if you got 300 patients. Your 300 patients, I am sure, out of that 300, maybe 4 are getting PTINR. I mean, they may be getting blood work done for, an upcoming surgical appointment or whatever, which I understand. Those are time sensitive. They have to be done on specific days. No big deal. But all 300 of them aren't. It could be like the lab order that I got from my doctor. He wanted me to go in to have blood work done, but it wasn't something that had to be done right now. It had to be done within the next month. So those people are not urgent. The people with PTINR, they're urgent. because that's something that can't wait. And, you know, there's a reason why I can't go to the Coumadin clinic. Because if I go to the Coumadin clinic, then with them monitoring me, if I drop below 2.0, they don't put me on the Lovenox bridge. And that's the only thing that's stopping me from having a blood clot and another heart attack and possibly dying. And I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, she's over-exaggerating. No, I'm not. The last time I had a blood clot, I had a heart attack. And was about 20 minutes away from losing my life, according to the physician that did the heart cath to pull the clot out. That blood clot was headed back towards my valve. And I had been sitting out in the waiting area for 5 hours, waiting to be seen at the ER. Until I finally went up and said, if I'm not going to be seen, I'm just going to go home. And a cardiac doctor happened to be standing right there and said, what's going on? Because, I mean, you can see the zipper. And he came out and asked if everything was okay, and told him no, it was not. That I had been out in the lobby for 5 hours now. I came here with chest pain, and, you know, they did an EKG. I've got all the paperwork and everything from urgent care. They sent me over here. Yes, I declined an ambulance because I don't have $600 to take me a quarter mile. You know, I was terrified enough that I was not going to get out of the hospital. So, you know, they did the surgery, removed the blood clot. I am now removed from the tissue donor list, meaning I cannot get a tissue valve because I had a blood clot. And it was due to non-compliance with Coumadin. I didn't have insurance, and at the time, you know, the supply for Coumadin and getting it checked was going to be, you know, more than what I could manage. So, you know, I was in the hospital, and they came in, you know, they did everything. I was working at the time for an attorney. 10 days after my heart attack, that attorney fired me. Yeah. Anyway, so I ended up, you know, being on unemployment and, you know, got health insurance through the state and all of that rigmarole. I've had so many jobs in the last 10 years, it's crazy. Before that, I could count on one hand how many jobs I had. I mean, my very first job, besides being a nanny, my very first job was at KFC, and that was like 16 years old in high school. And then I went to Fashion Bug. I worked at Fashion Bug until I moved up north with my son. And then I worked at a gas station, and then I was full-time in college, and worked at the college, and then worked for an attorney in that side of the state, and worked there for about 8 years, until moving over to Traverse City, and that's when all hell broke loose. But anyway, I am going to head on into the store. I will take you guys with me, with my mask, and I will see you then.